Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. I want you to think about where your food actually comes from for a second and just how heavily we rely on it. Today, we're unpacking a really landmark strategic collaboration that's aiming to absolutely revolutionize the Indian agricultural landscape. We're looking at a fascinating development here, one that merges the deep soil of traditional farming with cutting edge AI and some seriously innovative banking. It's a complete rethink of how agriculture operates at scale. And this brings us to a massive, really critical question. How exactly do we modernize such a deeply traditional sector using cutting edge tools? Because Indian agriculture, it's literally the backbone of the country, yet it consistently faces these immense systemic challenges, mostly around productivity and access to capital. So, can bringing high tech analytics and smart financial instruments directly to the fields actually save and elevate this vital industry? Let's find out. To answer that, we first have to look at the overarching goal here, which is closing the massive rural-urban divide by creating genuinely sustainable income opportunities for farmers. The partners involved in this, they aren't just trying to grow more crops. They're aiming to establish a technology-enabled, asset-backed, circular economy. Basically, in simple terms, that means creating a self-sustaining loop where farms generate real value that stays in and actually empowers the rural communities, rather than just extracting from them. Now, a crucial point here is understanding the concept of regenerative agriculture. This is really the foundation before we even introduce the tech and finance layers. It's not just about taking resources from the land. It's about deploying farming practices that are specifically designed to improve productivity, optimize how resources are used, and genuinely enhance sustainability outcomes over time. Basically, you have to heal the soil to grow the future. So, to make this huge vision a reality, we've got a unique ecosystem of four powerful partners joining forces. First, you have Kiasan Parivar Limited, or KPL. They're an ISO-certified enterprise leading the organic farming side and providing the actual project site. Then, Carno Technology steps in with the AI and tech capabilities. On the money side of things, RBL Bank is handling trade finance, and Freiherr von David Advisory is charting the strategic and institutional pathways. It's just this remarkable synergy of highly specialized experts. Section 1, the 120-day sandbox. We are actually looking at a ticking clock right now. There's a 120-day proof of concept currently unfolding right at KPL's Sudanapali project site. This is rapid validation in action, from day one of the launch to the planned milestones of deploying autonomous monitoring systems around day 60, all the way up to day 120, where they intend to fully validate this next-generation farming model. It's fast, and it is highly focused on proving the concept in the real world. Out on the ground, this experiment is executing some very precise steps to prove that a sustainable farming model actually works. Step 1, they integrate precision agriculture. Step 2, they deploy those autonomous monitoring systems. And Step 3, they utilize entirely data-driven farm management. Essentially, they are systematically removing the old guesswork from farming. No more just hoping for rain, and they're replacing it with hard, actionable data. Section 2, the AI brain. And that brings us right to Carno Technologies, which is a subsidiary of the Mahindra Group. Carno is literally equipping traditional farmlands with the processing power of a modern tech company to drastically cut down on operational inefficiencies. We're talking advanced analytics, machine learning capabilities, and intelligent farm monitoring solutions. They are taking the Mahindra Group's deep expertise in mobility and technology and injecting it directly into the soil. Now, why inject all this advanced technology in the first place? Well, by leveraging this toolkit, Carno has a pretty bold mathematical goal: improving agricultural productivity by up to 30%. To put that into perspective, just imagine getting a 30% raise at your job overnight. That is absolutely massive. It's often the deciding difference between a farmer barely breaking even and running a highly profitable, resilient agricultural business. Section 3. Funding the farming future. But as we know, great tech needs a powerful engine to run. If we contrast the traditional struggles of farming cash flow with this breakthrough trade finance framework, the difference is just stark. In the traditional model, farmers face wildly unpredictable revenue and incredibly poor access to working capital. But in the new model, we see mechanisms like co-accepted bills of exchange and structured assets. In plain English, that's basically a bank-guaranteed IOU that allows farmers to get their cash immediately. We're talking predictable, stable revenue streams. And RBL Bank is acting as the financial bloodstream here. They're ensuring that farmers actually have the working capital they need exactly when the production cycle demands it. By actively financing these value-added regenerative models, RBL Bank is removing the traditional financial bottlenecks that have held small and medium agricultural operations back for literally decades. They are making the money flow as predictably as the seasons themselves. Meanwhile, Freyhar Fund David Advisory is doing the vital work of turning these individual farms into a scalable ecosystem. As strategic advisors, they are developing institutional investment pathways and structured agricultural assets. They're basically building the bridge that allows large-scale Wall Street-level capital to confidently invest directly into sustainable agriculture. Section 4. Scaling across India. Okay, so what happens when this 120-day sandbox succeeds? Well, the KPL CSR team has laid out some massive impact goals for expanding this master plan into a vast network of regenerative agri-clusters across all of India. Their goals are clear: create sustainable rural livelihoods, strengthen climate-resilient agriculture practices, increase farmer incomes through tech adoption, promote carbon-positive farming systems, and develop scalable agro-investment opportunities. This isn't just about one successful test site. It is a meticulously designed blueprint for national agricultural transformation. The ultimate stakes here align perfectly with national priorities on climate action and inclusive economic growth. To quote the initiative directly, the goal is transforming Indian agriculture into a high-productivity, environmentally sustainable, and investment-ready sector. Think about that. When you combine AI, specialized finance, and regenerative soil practices, you create a massive win for the farmer, a win for the investor, and obviously a win for the environment. So I want to leave you with this final thought to consider as we watch this 120-day experiment unfold. Will this sandbox at Sudanapalli become the new global blueprint for sustainable tech-driven agriculture? Because if it does, it won't just change the livelihood of the farmer, it's going to change the food on your table and the health of our planet. Thanks for diving into this explainer with me, and definitely keep your eyes on the fields, because the future of farming is arriving a lot faster than we think.